One-on-one with Wink News anchor Claire Galt at the White House. His biggest priorities if he's elected to be Florida's next governor.
Plus, the perfect place for your pup, but be prepared for your dog to come home with a Houndstown hangover.
And it's your big day. You've taken care of the new, the borrowed, and the blue. Now meet the family that never has a problem coming up with the old.
We'll get to all of that first this half hour, though. As you probably know, Congressman Byron Donalds is running to replace Ron DeSantis as Florida's governor. He made the announcement following an endorsement from President Trump.
Wink News anchor Claire Galt sat down with Donalds during her exclusive trip to the Capitol for Trump's 100 days in office. She asked him about his campaign, his plan if he wins, and the current infighting between the governor and fellow Republicans.
What do you make of the feud between the legislature and Governor Ron DeSantis, and what would your advice be to both the governor and Speaker Perez?
Look, there's conflicts that happen every legislative session, so I think that's nothing new. I think what's happened here is that it's spilled out into the public. My advice to both parties is, go sit down and really talk this stuff out. I think they probably need like a 5-hour meeting where the first 2 hours are just level setting and getting a lot of stuff on the table and finding a way to bring business to an end, bring business to a close in this legislative session.
If you were the governor right now, what would you be encouraging the legislature to pass and do?
Well, I would be focused on, frankly, the things that are kind of in my agenda. I think we need a business court. We need to have another line in our judicial system so business litigation, corporate litigation can be heard. We got to finish Everglades restoration. The governor, I know that's what he wants to do. I want to do the same thing. We have to get that stuff done. I would be really pushing for that. The third thing I would be pushing for, Bitcoin, a portion of Bitcoin in our portfolio, I ought to push for that. Condo reform. There's some stuff we need to do around condos. Everybody remembers what happened with Surfside. The fixes are not always going to be pleasant. A lot of it really relies on assessments of the condo owners, which are very, very expensive. So I think there has to be a thorough, an outside-the-box view on how you're going to address that. Obviously, property taxes, transportation budgets, we need to expand those. There's a lot of stuff that still needs to get done. I think that's why my concern has been that, there's been a lot of fighting in Tallahassee, not a lot of focus on what needs to occur.
Do you think the race will be you versus Casey DeSantis?
I don't know. I know the race is going to be me and somebody. So that's the only thing I'm focused on right now. We're doing a great job. My team is working hard. We're around the state. I was in Hardee County the other night. I'm going to be in Gilchrist County, I believe, Friday. I'll be there Friday. I'm going to be in Palm Beach on Thursday, Miami on Saturday. We're going to be all over the state earning the support of the people of Florida. Whoever else decides to run, that's up to them.
Do you know if President Trump will come down and campaign with you in Florida?
Probably too soon for that one, but I talked to the president the other day. He asked for kind of an update on the campaign. I told him things were going great. He's heard things were going great from his own sources, and we feel good about where we are, but there's a long way to go and a lot of work, and my commitment to people in Florida is we're going to work hard.
At this time, Congressman Donalds is the only big name to announce a gubernatorial campaign from either political party.
Cracking